After all their efforts at the London Triathlon, CityJet athletes collected their donations and headed to the office of Fighting Blindness to present the cheque. On behalf of the CityJet athletes who took part in the London Triathlon, I'm very happy to present you with this cheque for €4,310.65, and we'd like to thank all of our colleagues and friends and family who donated so generously.
Well, thank you very much. So also I'd like to say a big thank you to everybody who took part and everybody who helped the fundraise. 4,300 is a great result, and we're delighted. We make sure it goes to good use into our research projects. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Can you tell us what kind of work and projects Fighting Blindness is involved in?
Yeah, we currently have 12 projects, research projects that we fund, and they're all based on retinal research. So in Fighting Blindness, what we're doing is trying to find treatments and cures for retinal degenerative diseases. So here in Ireland, in fact most of them are in Ireland, we have a huge project in Waterford that's looking into AMD, and that's where your macula is degenerating as you get older, and 1 in 10 people over 50 will be suffering from this, and as our population gets older, that becomes a much bigger problem. We have in Trinity College, we're funding projects into gene therapy and stem cell therapies. Again, Trinity were the first in the world to identify the genes that were responsible for certain forms of blindness, and we are hopeful that within a short number of years they will come out with some cures. We're funding a project in London, in fact, which was the first project in the world this year to successfully perform gene replacement. So they were able to replace the genes in the eyes of an 18-year-old, and in fact he restored his vision. He was over here in Ireland last week to see us, and it's fantastic. It's fantastic to see him. So he had almost no night vision before this therapy took place, and afterwards he was able to not fully see in the dark, but he was able to make his way around. So it was a huge change for him. So we're delighted with that, and that's at the first stage of clinical trials, so that's probably 5 years away from being a real product, but it's our first main success. We also obviously have our own institute, which is the Fighting Blindness Vision Research Institute, which is based in DCU here in Dublin, and we're for the first time, I guess as a charity, we're employing our own scientists so we can focus more and more on finding treatments and cures. So that's up and running. In fact, it got recognition from Science Foundation Ireland a number of weeks ago. So again, we're the first non-governmental or university organisation to have recognised institute. So we're very pleased with that. So all of that requires funding, of course, and we need to raise about €3.5 million every year to keep the show on the road. We get probably 10% of our funding from the government, and the rest we need to raise. So, companies like CityJet and your employees are very, very important to us. We have supporters all over Ireland who do all sorts of things, including marathons. They jump out of planes. They do all sorts of fundraisers to help us reach our goals. So we're very, very happy and very appreciative for all of that.
Okay. Can you tell us about the other events that you're involved in Fighting Blindness?
Yeah, we've got our first national fundraising day coming up, our Light for Sight Day. So we've got people out shaking buckets and collecting all around the country in shopping centres and in the centre of Dublin. So we're very excited about that, and we hope to raise more awareness of our work as well. So that's the October Bank Holiday weekend, and we hope to build that up over future years as well. So if you see our collectors out and about, then please throw a few coins in. That would be a great help. And we also run treks as well. We do 3 a year. So we've got one going off to Panama soon. That's in the spring next year. So that's following the old Inca trails through the rainforest. It should be a very exciting expedition. And then we have a trek to Iceland, probably June, July time, and also Everest Base Camp, which is always popular for us. That's a kind of different group of people who would go out to that, who really fancy a challenge. So we're looking forward to that one as well.
And if you wanted to become involved in one of those treks and take part, how would you go about that?
Well, all the information and all the itineraries are on our website, so that's fightingblindness.ie, or people can email us info@fightingblindness.ie, or call into the office, so that's 01 709 30 50, and we'd really like to hear from them. That would be great.
Carl, how was your experience of the London Triathlon?
Well, it was a very enjoyable experience, and it was great to see bringing the sponsorship in here to the guys in fighting blindness, to see how it's actually going to be used. It was a worthwhile charity before I even came in here now, but to see what the guys are actually involved in, it's great to see where the funds are going. I mean, it seems very futuristic type of research that's going on. It's very worthwhile, so very enjoyable.
And where did most of the funds that you earned in sponsorship come from?
Most of my sponsorship came from the guys in the pub on a Friday night, so they couldn't get out of it. So it's a great way to raise funds. But friends and family, and also just a few of my colleagues were also very generous. So I'd like to thank them.
So can we put your name down for next year?
Absolutely, put my name down for next year. So hopefully we can help the guys out next year again, and hopefully this year now we get a higher target and get more people involved.
Great, thanks a million, Carl. We've seen the amazing work that this charity is involved in. On behalf of all the athletes, thanks a million for your support.